Hey everyone, this is Steffi K. I wanted to take a few minutes to walk through how to create a new party in both the Younique website as well as Facebook. So it's a two-parter that you'll need to do when you have parties in Facebook. To start, you would open up your Younique website, and you should be in your own. So your name would be here at the top right-hand corner with your picture. And then you just go to My Office and then Parties I'm Hosting. When you get there, you will see up at the top left-hand, My Parties, and then Schedule a New Party. So you just click on that. And it comes up with some questions, and you can either start typing in the person's name, who they need to be a Facebook friend of yours in order to be pulled up. So in other words, if I start typing in T, it's going to start searching, and it's going to tell me anybody that falls under that person's name so far. So if they're not a Facebook friend, you need to have them set up as a Facebook friend. And if you don't personally know them, an option you can do is just set them up in Facebook for access as restricted. So basically they only see things that you've posted that are globally open to the public. So then you're still able to host a party, have them host a party for you. So you can type in their name there, or if you're going to have your own party, you can just say, I actually want to host this one myself, and click there, and then your picture will show up and show you as the party host. Then you can come to party name and just change this to whatever you'd like. I personally usually do Steffi K's Fabulous 3D Mascara Online Party. And I use fabulous because that's kind of my word. So you also need to designate a time limit for your party. The shortest time is 3 days, and the longest you can host a party is, or have a party, is for 10 days. There are people who like to do fast and quick parties between 3 and 5 days, and then, but a majority of those are probably 10 days, as they give your hostesses the longest amount of time to try and get rewards points. So I'm going to choose 10 days for this purpose, and then I'm going to browse our videos, and there are 4 different videos, but I choose the one that's Younique Moonstruck 3D. Moodstruck, I always say Moonstruck. Moodstruck 3D, and that is because it's a demo of the application of the mascara. So be sure and click on this Choose Media link. The first few times I just never even saw it, so I did not attach the video. So you click the Choose Media, and then it shows up right here, so then you know it did select it. Now you can edit the party message. It's not mandatory, but it does fill it in, so if you'd like to edit this to be anything different than what is auto-populated, you can do that at that point. And then you're set to go. So you just say, save my party. So then it's going to refresh and bring you to the party, and this is your main party page. You'll see that it's the intro that I could have edited on the previous when I was setting it up, and then you can shop or share. So at this point I just come up to the top and right mouse click and copy, and then I go to Facebook. On Facebook, you need to then create a group for your party. The difference between setting up a group versus setting up an event, which a lot of people do for other types of things, is an event has a limited time. So after the event date, it's over, and there's nothing else you can do about it. Also, you invite people to join your event, and a lot of people, if they don't see it up here in their notifications, they may never even know you invited them, and once you've invited them once, you can't invite them again. So the great thing about a group is once a group is set up, you or your hostess adds the people, which, by the way, could be a lot easier. Facebook Don't get me on a little soapbox about that, because it is not easy and it's a bit time consuming to add people to a group. But the good thing about it is once you add them, they're there. They don't have to accept. They can opt out of it once they're in it. So if you're worried about that, they can opt out. But once they are in there, they're good to go, and the group never ends. So even after a 10-day party is over, you leave the group there, and occasionally you post things. So like when you have your monthly kudos, you can post what that is in the party and just click and add your URL. So it's really a nice thing to keep open that way, and then you could have repeat customers always be able to find it and go back to that party and order again in the future. So that's the little bit of difference between the two. So to order or to create a new group, you would scroll down to groups, and here you have groups and more. And if you're lucky, you'll see that you can have a create group here. If you don't, you just click on the more button, and it will bring up a list of all your groups, and then at the very top will be create group. So I'm just going to create group here, and it's going to take you to a pop-up where you need to name it. So here I'm going to name it Steffi K's Fabulous 3D Mascara Online Party Test. Now, the reason I did this is because I already have one named this, and I want to make sure I do not delete that one when I am finished with this video. Unfortunately, you have to add at least one other person to your group prior to creating it. I would recommend that you don't add anyone specifically, the hostess even, or anyone in your family. Maybe your sponsor is a great one to add, or create a unique person, fake name, or whatever you want to call it, to then just add and then delete later when you've started adding people to your group. So I'll go through that in a second. So I'm just going to add somebody here, Sloan Willis. So now I'm going, and the reason you don't want to add anybody else, because before it's set up, people can, when I set my first party up and no one knew that I was even selling Younique, my mom, I added her at this point, and I created it, and literally within 30 seconds of me creating this, she posted on there, "What is this about?" So it's best just to kind of set it all up before adding people to it. So having your sponsor be the person that you add is a great option. Okay, so I keep most of my parties closed. You can keep them open, but the thing about that is if you have several parties open at any given time, and hopefully you'll be very successful and have many open, or parties going at one given time, all those posts that you do in each of those parties are going to show up on your friends' newsfeeds, and they will hate you. So it's recommended to, if you just want to have one open, so at least you're kind of getting the word out a little bit to people in your your friends list, that's fine. But for the majority, either keep them closed or secret. I prefer closed other than secret. So closed basically is people could see that the party exists, they just can't see who's in it, or they can see who's in it, but they just can't see posts. So I'm going to hit create, and it will refresh my screen with a new party. Okay, I forgot about this part. You can choose an icon if you'd like. Unfortunately, there's not a cute little lipstick or any kind of makeup, so just choose whatever icon you want to. I usually end up selecting the same ones over and over again, but we'll just do, for the sake of this demo, a camera. Why not? Okay, so here's your group. You will then go and upload a photo, and I usually create a banner personalized to the party host name. So in other words, I'll go to my pictures, Younique banners. So I've got all these banners that I can choose from, and when I have a personalized party, usually I take one of these, like this one right here, and around the well, I'll just click on this one and I'll show you. But I end up writing the person's name and the name of the group of the party across this couch in white. So, but you can select whatever banner you'd like, and you can reposition it. Usually, because I have a name right here, I usually set it about this far, just making sure that the logo is not too cut off there. And then be sure, this is yet again another thing I always forget to do because I don't necessarily pay attention enough. I need to hit Save Changes. So I save changes so the banner doesn't disappear again. And then I write a intro. And my intro is just going to be, I usually take it from one of my other parties and then I personalize it to the party. It's just basic intro, welcoming everyone to the group, explaining what the party's about, saying how you know the hostess if it's someone else. If you don't necessarily know them, so they are just a customer, you could just put in there about how she was at a party that you hosted or you were the sponsor of, and I should say presenter. And she loved it so much, she wanted to host a party herself and let her friends in on this fabulous mascara. So just a little something, and then post your URL. So I'm just going to do welcome message. At this point, if I did not add the hostess to my group when I set it up, I can't, like if I wrote Kelly, welcome to Kelly's party, there's not going to be something that lets me click her name or tag her because she's not in here yet. So that's the only downfall. You can go back and edit it later after you've added her, or you can add her at this point. It's just up to you. So in other words, like if I do Sloan, there it is. I can just click her name and she then is highlighted and tagged. So I am going to post that. Oh, I forgot one little thing. Edit. Okay, something important. You then want to post your URL that you copied from your Younique website and post it in here. And because I hit enter, you know what? I'm just going to do this again. Delete. Okay. Now I'm going to post, and you'll see that this little thing right here is working. That is telling you it's thinking, and it is going to post the URL link here as well. Sometimes there's also a picture that comes up here with that, and you can actually hit the little arrow buttons on the side and choose one of a couple of options of what picture displays. If you do not want this here, since it's here already, and that will be a hyperlink when I hit post, you can hit this X. What happens when you hit the X, you see how I can't add a picture because I've got a URL. So if I click this X, it goes away and the photo comes back, so I can add a photo. So either or, you can't have both. You can have a picture and you can have a URL. It just won't display the little picture of the URL. Okay, so I'm going to hit post. On my welcome messages, I like it to be pinned at the top, so no matter how many posts are, how many I do during this party, which you should do a minimum of 2 to 3 a day, and no matter who responds or who posts in it, if you pin this welcome message, it is always at the top. And in order to do that, you can just say pin post, and it is now there. You'll see it says pin post. So if I add, hey y'all, whoops, if I could type, and I'm going to hit post. So see how it went below the pinned post. Okay, you can only have one pinned post per group at a time. So if I tried to pin this now, I did not unpin the other welcome post. So if I say pin this, it's going to come up and tell me that there's already one pinned. Do I want to replace it? And I say, yeah, I do want to replace it. The only time I either replace it or undo that is if I offer a bulk order for shipping, free shipping, assuming we get $100 worth of orders that way for local people. So there you go. Let's see, is there anything else I need to tell you? I think that's really it. That's when you would just add the next person, which would obviously be the hostess of the party. Once you add her in, you need to then explain to her how to add people. And again, like I said, this is really an annoying little thing of Facebook, and I have no idea why they have not improved it, but they have not. In order to add people to your party, you literally have to type in A. Okay, I want to add this person. Okay, so then I click that person, and then I have to do A again. And it doesn't pull all the people up in A. So this is just 5 people. I probably have 20 people with the letter A in their name. Well, probably a lot more than 20. So it is very time consuming. One of the things that I recommend for my people when they are adding people to a party, if they do it on a laptop or computer versus their mobile phone, is to open 2 windows. So, oops, if I do if I have 2 Facebook tabs open, I then go to my page, and then I click friends. So here are all my friends, and what you know, I deleted over 200, so almost half of my friends in January, New Year's Eve. And who knew that a couple of months later I would want those extra 200 people as connections. Lesson learned. And that was the second time I had deleted over 200 people, so that would have been an extra 400 people. But what lesson learned. Anyway, so here are my friends. Now it's easier for me to go, oh, I want Stephanie in my party. So I'll just start typing Steph. And so here's Stephanie. So then I go to the next one. I want Jessica in there, and I go back to the other one and start writing Jess. I then go in just back and forth. It's a little more time consuming, but it is that you are then ensuring that you are adding everyone that you want added to your party. I say that because when I had my initial launch party, I literally missed about half of my friends and ended up having to have 2 launch parties when I realized that I had missed so many people. So, and the other, by the time I had noticed it, the initial one was almost over. So I was glad I had the second one because it was just as productive as the first one. So there you go. That is my suggestion on how to add people. Again, it's a nuisance. I'm not going to lie. A lot of people will not like that that's how they have to do it. And frankly, a lot of people then only add a quarter of the amount of people that they would otherwise. So Facebook, hey, let's get with it and figure out a better way to add people into a group. How about that? All right, people, there you go. Hopefully this has been helpful. I'm sorry it's a little long, but I wanted to be as thorough as possible and give you all the information that I could think of in how to create your group. And again, like I said, it's great to then keep these open even after your party has ended within your Younique page, because then you could just come here every so often and add new updates about what's on your kudos, monthly kudos, or just, suggest if anybody wants to host a party and or if anyone would like to join your team. Crazier things have happened. All right, people, have a fabulous day. Bye-bye.